Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We're so excited to have our guest, Corrine Limas, joining us here live on the podcast, also on the Zoomcast today to talk more about Align2239.com. That's her website. It's Align2239 Wellness Services. Let's talk a little bit about the company you have. I know you're helping so many individuals, groups, businesses with all these different services. So could you give us a little overview, please?
Yes, so Align 2239 is a wellness services business I created this year, but I've been in the mental health field for like over a decade now. And yeah, it's just I work individually doing life coaching with clients, but I also want to get deeper into the community and get to know more people and provide more support to more people at one time. So I've been doing groups, it's been great.
Aw.
And then also I want to help the community through their employment. And so I also help employees cope with the stresses of their job, but also provide consultations for the employers about how to be more sensitive to mental health needs and be more inclusive about diversity. So I do that as well. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. So that's technically my day job still, but I'm also just loving this business venture that I started.
Beautiful. Well, then let's get back. Let's talk a little about your history. What brought you here to help people with the wellness? As you mentioned, you always wanted to help people, right? Could you share a little bit of your background?
Yes, I was either going to do in high school, either like pre-med or psychology, and I wasn't sure. But my high school teacher, Miss Calby, I just saw her for lunch a few weeks ago. She worked with prison inmates as a therapist, I believe, or a social worker. And then she decided to be a teacher in order to help people at the beginning of the line instead of at the end of the line when they're already in jail. So then she would like really nurture all of us and be there for us if there were difficult things we needed to share
Yeah.
and talk about. So I was like, I want to be that person for people because she was that person for me. So just then I chose psychology and went there for my college career and just built towards that. Also, I enjoy scientific research. So what I might talk about today is my book that I have that is available online, and I did a lot of in my development as a clinician, I also did a lot of scientific research. So in my writing, I also provide lots of citations and resources and stuff like that. So that's my where I'm coming from.
Yay. Tell us about the book. When did you write the book? And what is the book
Yes.
called? And what is it about?
Yes. So this is my mini workbook. It's called the mini map and it's called Align in Love. So almost everything that I provide, any service, any group, it's gonna have like a line in it just to make everything all like go together with each other. But the book is called Align in Love and it's the mini map. So basically, it's a mini roadmap to help strengthen your personal development journey. There's still a few left in paper form, but there's also an e-form on my website, align2239.com. And here is there's like a little bookmark you get if you buy the copy, the paper copy. But I wrote I released it this year and it's available online, but I also provide it during my events. I give it as part of the goodie bag. And so yeah, it's basically like a mini course on just how to check in with the main parts of your health and then so that you can basically like tune up your life, like your tune up for your car. It's like a tune up for your being and how to just check in on each main part of your health so that you can like optimize your health.
Beautiful. How exciting. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh. To become an author like this. When did you start
Yeah.
working on that?
It's been like a labor of love through it's a compilation basically of the different activities I do with my clients. So especially in the therapy room. So when people work with me, even if it's life coaching and I don't do psychotherapy with them, there's still, like years and years of just the way I talk now, pretty much. That's like ways to help them and just tools that work for me and worked for clients. So it's kind of pretty much like a summation or I condensed a lot of the tools that have worked time and time again with my therapy clients and I put them in here. So that I've been creating it, but this past year is when I put it into paper.
Beautiful. Well, we love this and excited to have you back here
Yeah.
to talk about this. And since it is our first Zoom, let me ask you, what did you want to kind of dive into for today?
Yeah. Well, as I stated in like the last podcast, the audio version, I do like to provide value in so that also potential customers and clients can see what it would be like to work with me, but also whoever's listening to this can get a little value out of it, can get something to think about and chew on for their day. And it just, helps me use my platform, that you and the Professional Business Network has given me to just help some people. So I would like to just kind of go through a few of the tools that are provided in the book so people can use them after listening to this or watching it.
Yay! Excited to talk about that. All right, you said
Okay.
ebooks? Wait.
I have ebooks and I have this the print version.
So we
Yeah.
can download it anywhere, watch it listen to it anytime.
Yes. Yeah. I'm working on the audio book. So right now it's an ebook and a paper form.
Perfect. All right.
Yes.
And just to remind everyone how we can get a copy.
You can go to align2239.com and it's in my shop
Where are you located?
in Los Angeles. And I can meet virtually like this worldwide.
And I'm sure, are most of your clients virtual at this point?
Yes, a lot of them are virtual, but I do go in a couple times a month in Culver City in person.
Okay, awesome. So, did you want to share more about this, about spirituality?
Yeah. Yes. So I will just like I'll just start. So
Go
with
through the,
the book, just like a preview of it, it's like a journal. You're gonna maybe have to journal a bit. But I want listeners and also like you and I as well. I need to do this more often. But one of the tools, so the first tool that I'll share from the book is all you need to really see is the stoplight. So it's basically the traffic light analogy. And I've gone through this with many of my clients where it's a self awareness tool. So just think of a stoplight, and then we have this like added light that I'll tell you what it is. But I want people to check in with themselves. And you and I talked to that about a little bit about that last week, about just how we're doing mentally, physically, spiritually. So, one thing that I encourage clients to do is to assess like what are the levels for them. So, for let's say I'm using myself and as an example, the green zone is when I'm feeling good. I am able to cope with stress. I feel productive in my day. I am like eating pretty balanced, hydrating. But then, as especially I've legitimately noticed over the past week with the holidays, we get towards like the red zone. So the yellow is when you notice like I'm a bit more irritable, or I have too much going on, or I'm missing deadlines. I'm getting to a stressful state. And then the red is when we are in basically almost fight or flight or panic, or we're not having a good outlook on life. This is where if we have any depression, anxiety, where it comes out. And so it's good to know. So as whoever is listening right now, and also Jill, you and I can like just check it, like, like where am I today? And it's just good to know this so then we can also know what to communicate to our loved ones if we need a moment, we need a break, we need assistance, if we need to delegate help. Let's say the next holiday coming up, some of us might be celebrating Thanksgiving. Like, are we cooking the whole thing, or are we
yeah,
delegating, to loved ones? Like you potluck style, maybe just to not take it all on, right? So it's good to know if we're in the green, make that whole meal. But if we're in the yellow or red, we might, put in Boston Market, right? Or, put in
love
some
Boston Market.
orders. Yeah,
That's
right.
mashed potatoes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So yeah, just put in orders. There's no unfortunately, I wish there were awards given to especially moms who, do the extra work to make things at home. And I wish there was an award, but unfortunately there's no award. So whatever is the food gets on the table and we spend time together, that's what's important. So if we're in the yellow or red, like delegate, ask for help, ask for assistance. And then if we're in the green, we can grind a little more, hustle a little more. So I want everyone to be checking in with that, especially during the holiday season. But lastly, with this analogy with the traffic light, I added this little fourth light, and it's like kind of sparkly because it that's how it looks for me. But I always tell each person to think about not just when you're feeling stable, which would be the
Yeah.
green, but when you're feeling optimal. So, what does optimal feel like? And for me, I was like, okay, the color for me would be like a turquoise with sparkles. So that's why it looks like that on for the book. But when you're feeling optimal, what does that feel like when you're feeling great and you maybe wake up and you're ready for the day, or your favorite songs they just hit like real good. What does that feel like? And then when we're in those states, we also know we can take on some challenges, or engage in some more growth, or new experiences. So yeah, like that's something I want listeners to kind of check in with themselves and identify a time in their life when they felt more optimal. And then, so also you can work towards like getting there and spending more time in that zone. Jill, do you have an example of a time when you're feeling like optimal? What's like one way that you know that you're feeling good?
It's when I get my stuff done. Okay, I have a 6 and 8-year-old. We live
Mm-hmm.
alone. It's me and the boys 24/7. So it's school, get them on the bus, go to work, then got to meet them after school. Oh, then we're doing homework. Then we have sports. Oh, then it's dinner. Then it's the PTA meeting. And I'm
Yes.
always with them. There's no every other weekend. So there's last weekend I asked for help. I sent them to my friends. Their friends, one of the kids' friends, the parents watched them for 5 hours. I
Mm,
felt optimal. I was able to take down my Halloween decorations, make piles in the house. Even though
yeah.
the stuff is not done, it's on the way to being done, and I feel good.
Yes.
And it's very hard for people to understand. What do you mean you want to be alone? You want to organize? I'm like, because I never get to be alone. So I feel optimal when I'm alone, which is a rarity. And I feel like, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
always doing stuff for the family, for the house. It's not like I'm going out partying, but I feel good when I'm getting my bins done. And I got
Yes.
bins all together. I took all the old kid stuff out in donation bags, and we're going to donate them. So like I feel good when I get stuff done. I feel optimal.
Yes.
What about you?
Yes. Yeah, that is one. And it's almost like, so this is a secret almost. And so my husband's now going to know my secret.
Uh-oh.
But what you're saying about that 5 hours that you
Mm-hmm.
had to get things done alone,
Yep.
like that feels, we can feel optimal. It feels almost, it could feel almost indulgent sometimes about like no one's here and I can put on music, or I can and just organize or get these things done that I really want to. I like to do that too. So if my son, if my husband or anyone can be with my son and I can clean alone, um, that feels awesome for me. But I feel like it's a little secret because I don't want support, like a mom support system, to know that that also is like fun for us sometimes or feels really good for us sometimes, because we also need to do it. So I also want any mom listening to know, like, to ask for that for sure, because then it feels great, right? When you come home and those decorations are put away and you finish some things on your list, it's like, oh, that feels good and we feel optimal. But
Mm-hmm.
I think also, whenever possible, asking for time alone or time to also like whatever feels restful as well. So even if it's like an hour just to like take a bath, like I haven't taken a
Ah.
bath in a long time, only like 2 minute showers, but
So little
yes.
self-care, getting the nails done, I feel
Yes.
good. Can you see my nails, how horrible they're growing out?
Me
Yeah.
too.
That I just, well, they were so long. I actually clipped them yesterday because they were like this. And so now they need a huge fill in, or I'm just going to rip them off. But like those little things make us feel good, right?
Yes. Yes, and we feel good and we like how our nails look when we're doing stuff. And so yes, those things count and we need to do those for sure. And then so yeah, lastly, then the other tip I'll give and just is during this time when we are asking for help or just seeing like what we need. So where we are in the traffic light analogy, but also then if we notice we're in the yellow or we're in the red, this is something that I adapted from the book Nonviolent Communication. So
Okay.
that's another recommendation. And so just needs. Looking at your needs, your connection, needs for connection, needs
Yeah.
for peace, needs for physical well being, um, also play. That one during the holidays is wonderful to build in about play, building gingerbread houses if you do that, like playing board games with family, play, connection. So those are things too that I want
Wow.
listeners to check in. And the book is, I put that in there, but if you also get the book Nonviolent Communication or you just Google needs list, needs inventory, sometimes we need to take that minute for ourselves and
Yeah.
see what we need so that we could ask for it or go get it ourselves.
So it's not being called selfish, it's self-care. Just want to remind everyone of
Yes.
that.
Yes, it is not selfish. No. And think of like when you're on an airplane and they're giving you that safety rundown of like,
Oh,
what do
had
you
that
need to
happen.
do?
Mhm.
Uh-oh,
And
there you
I
go.
don't know what happened. I didn't touch anything. It happens
Okay.
sometimes. Glitch.
Yeah. And so on the airplane, what do they tell you in the safety talk? They say if the oxygen mask come down, who do you put it on first?
Yep, you
Yourself
got it. In order
first.
to take care of the others. Yep.
Yes. So we got to do that because if you put it on others, that's very noble. But once you pass out, you're not going to be a help to anybody in that metaphor of the airplane. You need to put the mask on yourself so that then you can help everyone around you because you will be taken care of.
Oh, beautiful. I love this. And hold on. When we call you to work with you, I mean, it's great to have the book, right? But um, you're doing your sessions like this. How often do you meet with someone to get them to where they have to be? Like, is there,
Yes. Yeah, about so I recommend to the base meeting would be about like 6 weeks.
mm-hmm,
And we can spread them out as well, but about 6 weeks to meet
okay,
like weekly. And I use a platform that allows me to also give the client
got it.
homework and
Mm-hmm.
then be commenting during the week. So what's really cool is we can meet, talk, discuss. I can encourage them, but then also during the week, if I see them finish a homework assignment, I could be like, hey, great job, think about this. And so there's a lot of contact within that 6 weeks. And that's like the basis that I set my foundation on is like at least 6 weeks to like just intensive give some attention to yourself.
Perfect. Will do. All right. What else is on tap for us today?
Yes, well, and the last thing I had, if we had time, because I know time goes by
We have
so
time. We got
fast.
5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, so the last one is this one is about it relates to spirituality, but I want to just have some things for people to look out for. So this is adapted from one of my favorite books called like Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. And they had the author has in that book outlines what looks like healthy spirituality and what's unhealthy spirituality. And just, if you've listened to the previous podcast episodes or if you've seen my website, you know that I work with people of like all faiths, all backgrounds. So even atheism, like this can apply to about
Mm-hmm.
nature, stuff like that. So I just want to encourage, I'm going to just state the tips about how to have healthy spirituality. And I think that can just be something to think about, especially with everything going on in the world and the differing beliefs. And so I'll just share that about like what to try and keep in the forefront of our mind when it comes to like our spirituality, which is like how we conceptualize like the universe and what's going on in the world. So, our goals in whatever kind of spiritual belief system we have is to be able to be ourselves. One goal is to be ourselves and to celebrate our uniqueness and the uniqueness of others. Um, have partnerships, whether it's a boyfriend, a marriage, friendships, have those partnerships be with open communication and
Mm-hmm.
teamwork. Allowing our children to progress through developmental stages and gain autonomy, cope with crisis in a healthy way. We can get along with others without demanding that they have the same views. That's a
Mm-hmm.
huge one, especially right now. We can state our beliefs calmly without putting others down. That's a huge one right now as well. Allowing ourselves to feel free to enjoy life and play, and have our being sure of our personal beliefs, but not closed minded, allowing for other people to have other beliefs and respecting others without trying to change them. And I think that can go with, like all of the things going on in the world right now, but also, too, even on a micro level in our families, the holidays are coming, we sit down, and sometimes these discussions get heated with politics, so to remember those kinds of goals about respecting others without trying to change them, being sure of ourselves while also allowing others to be sure of themselves. And just that's something that I want to
Oh,
leave people with to think about, especially during the next couple months.
oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. Well, we are about done. We have 2 minutes left. Always happens so quick. All
Yeah.
right. Well, how do we reach you? What's the process? Share one more time.
Yes. Yes. The best way to reach me would be on my website, align2239.com. And if you scroll down, there's a contact form, and you could tell me exactly what you're looking for, how you would like to work together. You could also email me at align2239.com, or no, align2239 at CorrineLimas.com. And find me on Instagram. That's a great way that I'd like to just connect on a casual way. But it's hard to contact me directly because I get random DMs. But
Mm-hmm.
that one is a great one for to start just getting to know me, and we can start getting to know each other on there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you back and great to see you here in person. And again, pick up a copy of the book or the ebook, reach out for some personal sessions, and you do
Yeah.
groups, right? You also
Yes.
do
And
corporations
events.
and events. Perfect. All right. Thank you again for being here.
Yes. All
Bye
right.
bye, Corinne.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.